What's going on, world? It's your boy Judah, and we are back with another game of Emotions podcast. To my left, your right is my boo, is my poo, is my thing, is my wife, is the love of my life.
Hey y'all, I am Shitty.
Hey y'all, we're gonna hop right into today's episode. We're not gonna waste any time. Today's episode is a reminder. We've already touched this topic. We've already talked about this in depth. But one thing that I have learned, and I do know for a fact, a lot of times we need reminders of simple, basic, and effective information that we already know. Information that's very elementary as opposed to learning new information. Why? Because there's a difference between knowing something and consistently applying the information that you know. It's two different ball games, and it's human nature that we need reminders so that we can apply what we already know. So today what we're going to talk about is the importance of having a to-do list. This is so very, very important. Babe, did you want to chime in and tag anything on that?
Yeah, it is. Having a to-do list, like it literally helps with navigating your day. It helps with staying on task. It helps
Yes.
with a lot of different things. And I like how you pointed out in the beginning about reminders, because we all need it, right? As you
Mm-hmm.
said, we all need reminders. And even as we teach our children too, you can't tell a child one thing and expect them to always remember it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for
So
real.
it's like teaching always, you always have to reteach and
Yep.
reteach
Yep.
in order for them to understand and for them to get it.
Yep.
So I'm glad that we're able to do this episode again
Yep.
and letting people know out there that it's very important to have a to-do list.
Right. And most of you probably haven't seen that episode yet either anyway.
Right.
Um but honestly, like we're periodically we will definitely come back
Right.
with reminder episodes that we've already talked about and discussed as we deem it important
Appropriate.
to right appropriate to circle back around and really touch on and talk about, because like I said, there's a huge difference, a huge gap between knowing something
Right.
and applying the information consistently. It's two different ballgames.
Right.
So we're going to
Absolutely.
talk about the first thing we're going to talk about is the benefits of keeping a to-do list, and then the next thing we'll touch is what are the disadvantages. We're going to touch on that. So just three simple basics of keeping a to-do list. The first thing, the most important thing, it gives you structure.
Right.
It gives you structure, and is a to-do list is very simple. So we have two to-do lists. We have one that we actually write down in a book and we'll talk about it together, or as I complete them I say, hey babe, I called the health insurance company and they said, we're good until this date to make the payment. Or hey babe, don't forget to pay Micah's thing. Or babe, don't forget, we got this thing coming up on the 14th, or whatever the case may be. We're constantly communicating about the different things that's on our to-do list,
Right.
that's in our book that we have, but we also have a big board that we write down task about very very important, yeah, very important tasks that need to get
Mhm.
done.
Mhm.
So we actually have two to-do lists.
Right.
Did you want to touch on structure?
Yeah, that too. And then I was going to talk a little bit about the whiteboard.
Oh, go ahead.
So the whiteboard is more so like events and things that we are trying to plan, or just about just big things that we are trying to do.
Mhm.
And so we write that on our big board or big whiteboard. Whereas the notebook, yes, he'll write his to do list down and we'll kind of talk through it. But then also it could, we kind of dive a little deeper with the finances
Yeah.
in the book
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than
the
the
budget and stuff.
whiteboard. Right.
Yeah.
So I should say like the whiteboard is more of
Events,
events,
like you
right?
said.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. And then the book is more, more finances, more anything dealing with like bills and that sort of thing. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, structure is important for having a to do list. Again, like I said in the beginning, it helps navigate what you're going to be doing from A to Z,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And one thing about a to do list, it is always important to write everything down. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about it, write it down.
Yep.
Right.
For real.
Because sometimes what would happen is you'll forget, and we're thinking, a lot of times we depend on our mind to help remind us of certain things, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes we need just help, just jotting things down. So
Right.
everything that you think is something that you have to remember, it's always good to write it down. And
Yep.
this is a message for myself, because sometimes I don't write it down. I depend on my brain to like, okay, I'll remember. And then Babe will call me and he'll say, "Did you pay it?" I'll be like,
I'm like, babe, you still ain't did
"Oh."
that. Like we talked about this like
Like
almost
2 weeks ago.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I forgot. So again, that just goes to show you that we don't remember everything.
Yeah.
So writing things down and having a to do list is very important.
And another important thing that I didn't write down, but the reason why writing down your task and even your budget is so important is because when you write down, let's say you have 12 things that you wrote down, what you will start to notice is as you write them down, you will start to be able to figure out what is really right now priority and then what's later on priority, and you can game plan and organize and structure yourself from there. So a lot of times you can feel like you got so much to do,
Right.
but when you write it down, even if you got 15 things that you got to do, when you actually look through the details of those 15 things, you're going to find you got like maybe like four real right now priority things, and then everything else, you can play it and organize it, for the next couple weeks or the next couple months down the line, and
Right.
everything is not so as of right now. You got to get it done,
Right.
but it's hard to see that without really writing it down and seeing it in detail.
That's good.
The second thing is, here we go. Like I said, um, it gives you a reminder of important tasks that will slip your mind. Now, the reason why this is so important because when you have important tasks that will slip your mind, this is going to cause unnecessary problems,
Right.
and this helps you avoid unnecessary problems and avoid unnecessary challenges because you're not forgetting tasks and activities. That you need to get done that
Right.
that are priority at some point.
Right, right. And also too, even with the to-do list, just making sure, like we talked about, writing it down, because of course we can forget. But also, oh, I just had it. Oh, making sure once you do the task, make sure you check it off.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So you got to make sure either
Yeah.
you put a line through it, you check it off, so that once you go back to it, you would already know that it's already completed.
Right.
So making sure that you do that is also beneficial because it won't be so overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
And then you could tackle it literally task by task,
Mhm.
and depending on the time frame that you have to complete the task,
Mhm.
again, that's where the priorities come in, and not such a priority will come in as far as the task, becoming. But
Right.
making sure
Yep.
you're crossing it off when it's completed or checking it off
Checking
is
it out.
always
Yeah. I
beneficial.
love. I love checking out the things that we've gotten done because it it makes me definitely feel like we're accomplishing things.
Right.
We're
That,
getting
yeah.
things done that whether they're like minor or they're things that are definitely major needle movers to move us toward the next
Yes.
milestone, the next goal we're trying to accomplish. Like I said, whether it's minor or it is a major play, like I really love getting those tasks done and seeing it being checked off and like in your mind, like, oh yeah, okay, I got that done. Okay, so what's next? What's the next play we got to get done? And
Gotcha.
then the third major basic is it increases your consistency.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, man, consistency is the key to winning in whatever you're going to do or whatever you're pursuing. And having a simple to do list is without you extra being focused and intentional on being consistent. I'm going to grind. no, like it ain't even all of that. It's just having your to do list will it increases your consistency, and you will never lose increasing your consistency. Like you're just
Nope.
not going to lose like that.
Nope. And also too, even with the consistency part, it kind of gives you a sense of relief too. Like once you know that you've completed things on your to do list,
Yeah.
and then it makes you want to continue to do a to do list, right? Because
No,
I
for
know,
real.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
oh dang, I got that off. I got, oh goodness gracious, I got it. I'm good to go. But then it's like, okay, well, all right, since I got this done, let me go ahead and write this down because I see it, I know it, okay. And then whenever I go past a certain, like I open up a book or I see a whiteboard, like I
Hmm.
would already know what I need to accomplish. And it's like, okay, it's like more drive to continue to do
Hmm.
one. So
Hmm.
it's always consistency will do that though. It will
Yeah.
create discipline
Yeah.
over time. But again, it's just having those consistencies and they could be very small. It doesn't have to be anything big.
Hmm.
Again, just jotting it down is so important because
Yeah.
once you see the writing, then it just you just reminds yourself of like, okay, this is what I need to do.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's
know.
real good.
Mhm.
And one thing that she said, it motivates you to keep doing a to do list.
Right.
And I know for a fact, so we've been married about 2.5 years now. I know for a fact we went through just to do list books. I know
Yeah.
we have completed like I think we done went through at least like 3 or 4 like actual 100-page books back and forth
Mm.
full of just our daily to do list from the time we got married up to this point. And I know for a fact, um, just in our communication with each other, our
Right.
ability to work as a team, our ability to get along,
That part.
you know what I mean?
That
Like
part.
like those to do lists genuinely helps in those areas as well. Because like I said, you're constantly communicating about things that got to get done.
That's
You
right.
dig what I'm saying? And
That's right.
it helps us as much as possible avoid unnecessary challenges, unnecessary arguments, unnecessary drama. You dig what I'm saying? Because we haven't forgot to do something, whether it's minor, and it turns into a major situation because it started small and you forgot to do it, and now you got to play catch up. Now it's a bigger problem, or it's something that's really priority, and
Right.
life is going to happen, kids and all this, and then you forget to do it, and now we irritated with each other, but it's really the
Right.
situation. But so it's I know for a fact, man, I know for a fact it's almost nip any of that in the bud and really just kill any of those kind of situations from popping up.
That's right. And also, I want to say too, it builds another level of trust
Oh, that's good. That's real. Yeah, that's good.
because
Touch that.
the because since we're such in constant communication with each other because of a to-do list, like we know that when we come to the table, there's nothing that is neglected. There's nothing that is being hidden. It shows the other person their responsibility. It
Hmm.
shows them whether or not they can complete the task. It shows them whether or not, even if they don't complete the task, that they're honest enough to say, "Okay, I didn't do it. I forgot." Right,
Hmm.
and just bring it out in Front Street, having everything on the table.
Yeah,
That creates a level of trust, and it just builds trust from there. From
that's real.
again, you know, being married, right? Or right at the beginning of our marriage till now, it's like, okay, well, because we're in constant communication, it's like I see what he's trying to do. I know what's going on. Nobody's in the dark. And when once you have a level of trust, then you can also build on just being able to talk about anything, right? Not
Hmm.
being afraid to talk about finances, knowing
Yeah,
that's a big thing in marriages is
yeah,
money,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But being upfront, being straightforward, and both of us being in the know, and
yeah.
both of us being able to communicate together and work together
Hmm.
to accomplish one goal. Because at the end of the day, it is, our goals are unified.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it does. It helps with that, and it really does build a level of
That's good. That's good, babe.
trust.
That's super solid. That's a point
Hmm.
that I ain't even that didn't even dawn on me. But as you was
Yeah.
talking, I'm like, yeah, you absolutely right.
Right.
You are absolutely right.
Right.
So now let's dig into the disadvantage. We're gonna talk about three major disadvantages of not having a to-do list, and we're gonna talk about these disadvantages in hopes to inspire and to motivate you to commit to having a to-do list. So
Right.
the first major disadvantage Important tasks and dates will go unfulfilled.
Right.
Important tasks and dates will be missed. And
Right.
it's going to cause unnecessary drama. It's going to cause unnecessary challenges. It's going to cause unnecessary problems. It's going to cause problems that should not be problems and challenges that should not be challenges,
That's right.
because if you would have just got this little task done or got this little thing done or game plan to get it done, whatever the case may be, but you didn't forget, it wouldn't cause a problem at all. It would have never
Right.
been a problem. It
Right.
would have never been a problem. But when you don't have a to-do list, and when I say a to-do list, I'm telling you, it is in your best interest to have an actual physical book that you write
Yes.
this stuff down in and
Yes.
have it with you, and you check it daily. I check my to-do list every day, sometimes multiple times a day, because once I complete a task, like, okay, I got this done, got that done. Oh, let me text Pooh about this, and I'll
Right.
text her, and she'll either been already did it, she'll be in the process of doing it, or she'll, oh yeah, 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 let me go ahead and do that. You dig
Right.
what I'm saying?
And I also like too with the text messages,
Mhm.
like what he'll do is I will see my name, and then the message part of the text, he'll have everything that he's wanting to ask, everything he
Mhm.
wants to mention.
Mhm.
And that's part of a to do list too.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily sending it to me right away, but he's kind of jotting it down. So whenever he
Mhm.
goes back into his messages and he looks at, okay, well, all right, this is what I got to tell her about. This is what I got to
Yeah.
say to her. That's what I got. So everything is still written down there. So I thought that was pretty cool too. I
Yeah,
like that. I like how
yeah,
you do that.
yeah. I'm serious about it, man, because let me share this. The reason why I'm so serious and so committed to having a to-do list and like really very intentional and take it very very serious is because I learned the hard way
Mm,
about not having it, like having things written down consistently. I learned the hard way, and I was dealing with this before I got married, thank God. But I was dealing with a lot of things that I shouldn't even have been going through.
mm,
You did, they messed my
mhm,
credit up. You dig
mhm,
what I'm saying?
mhm,
Forgetting to pay bills. I got the money to pay it. It's one thing not to
mm,
have the money, but that's the unnecessary stuff I'm talking about.
mhm.
I got the money to pay the bill, and it's a simple bill. It ain't even a big bill. I
Right.
forget about it, and then it hit my credit for freaking 40 points, 50 points.
Wow.
It's that changed your whole freaking play right
Mhm,
there.
mhm. That's
You dig what I'm
true.
saying? So I learned the hard way. Like, you know what, man? This is the last time this gonna happen to me.
That's right.
This is the last time. Just because I forgot, nah, this ain't happening no more. So
Right.
that's why I'm so serious and so adamant and so uh 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 um militant about the
Mhm.
to-do list, because I have just I have dealt with just unnecessary stuff that really affected my personal finances and my personal life, and then it was affecting Samari, and I'm like, man, no,
Right.
I'm not doing this no more.
Right.
This is the last time you catch me like this. So
Right.
that's why I'm so serious about it. um the second major disadvantage, here we go, it causes a lack of structure and daily direction.
Direction. Right.
You should know what your play is on a daily basis.
That's right.
You should know what your play is, whether you're working or you're not working. You you still have business to take care of. You still have tasks to get done. You still should know on a daily basis. Okay, I got to get X, Y, and Z done. You dig what I'm saying? Even if you're not in a situation to cover or do a task, you ain't forgot about it.
That's right.
You dig what I'm saying? And it's
That's
not
right.
there to stress you or to worry you. It's there so you can stay diligent about it. It's not to stress you or worry you, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if you forget it and then to
It's
come
gonna
back
be
around,
worse.
you gonna be stressed and worried.
Mhm.
You dig what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Anything you wanted to
Yeah,
tag on that?
and also too, like sometimes I know because I know this happened with me. Like there will be tasks that I didn't want to face, and because I
Talk
didn't want
about
to
that.
face
Dig
it,
into that.
yeah, because I didn't want to face it, I didn't write it down because it was something that I was trying to avoid. But because of the avoidance, it actually got worse because I avoided it, right? So I know that that could be a real thing, like avoidance, because you don't want to deal with the issue.
Yeah.
But sometimes a lot of sometimes those issues are time sensitive and
Yeah.
they have to be dealt with. So it's like, are we going to avoid it? Or are we going to deal with it? And every time I avoided the situation or avoided the task, it always turned out bad.
Mhm.
Always.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just getting the courage enough just to deal with it because it's going to be better than not dealing with it.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
that part,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
part, that part.
Hmm.
Like and I talk about it all the time. You got to choose which hard you want to deal with. If you
Right.
deal with the hard up front, it'll be a little easier on the back. But if you avoid the hard on the front, on the back end, you're gonna deal with the hard.
It's gonna be,
You're gonna
yeah,
deal with it.
it's gonna be hard. And and just a little, just being a little bit more transparent, when we started really coming out and talking about our finances all the time, like I was, before I was married, I was never used to that, right? Like I was more of a spender, so I knew, like, once I got my paycheck, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I kind of had a thought of what needed to be paid,
The
not
basic core bills,
right,
yeah.
right, but
Mhm.
not like strategically looking at the numbers and, divvying up my check and all the things. And what happened was I was spending money that should have went to my bills because I didn't want to pay. I didn't want to tackle it. I didn't want to touch it. I was like, I was avoiding it. Like it created more of like an anxiety because it was like, it's not like I didn't have the money,
Mhm.
but it's like I just knew, like I just didn't want to deal with it.
Mhm.
So what I did was I didn't deal with it and I didn't pay it. And like you said, it hit my credit. So the
Mhm.
same thing happened, but it was more so I knew what it was
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
just didn't want to deal with it and I avoided it. And it caused me, my credit was terrible. Like
Mhm.
when it came to credit cards, like I wasn't paying my credit cards on time. I
Mhm.
was in default with that. A couple
Mhm.
times my car note was late
Mhm.
just because I did not want to have to deal with paying these things off,
Mhm.
which at the end of the day, like it still hurt. It still messed me up.
Yeah, it's gonna be there.
You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know if anybody can relate to that as far as just not wanting to deal with it. So
Yeah, a
we
lot of
just
people
avoid
can.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's what I have
No, that's good.
to
That's
say.
super solid. That's real, man.
Yeah, it is
That's
real.
real. And the last thing, the third major disadvantage is, it, dang, that's crazy.
That's
You can
fall
fall
behind
behind.
over time.
You can fall behind. What you just talking about?
Right,
You
right,
can. That's a
right.
major disadvantage. You're going to
Fall
fall
behind.
behind.
That's right.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's right.
So there's two different scenarios that cause you to fall behind. Sometimes you fall behind because you don't have what you need, so you don't fall behind.
Right.
But then there's other times where you're not managing what you have to take care of what you need to take care of, so you don't fall behind. So with having a to-do list, you will not have what you need to have and still not get done what you need to get done because you forgot. You will completely eliminate that scenario,
Right.
and that right there is a win.
That's right.
Because when if you're in a situation where you're falling behind because you don't have the money or the resources, that's a different story,
Right.
and you still can manage it a lot better when you know for a fact 100% of the time when you have it, you getting it taken care of. Why? Because you got a
Right.
to-do list.
Right.
That is a winning play.
Right. That's
That's a
real.
winning play.
That's real. That's good. That's
That
good.
yeah, that's kind of crazy how you was talking about that, and that
Yeah,
was the
the
third
next.
point.
That's right.
That was the third major disadvantage.
It's a real thing.
And and in order to um commit and being intentional and being very militant about having a to-do list, you absolutely.
Yeah.
And I get it. Let me say this before we get dig into this part. I understand the emotional, mental challenge and even fear that it can really cause, or uncertainty it can really cause, writing down things that you know you got to get done, from the smallest, to the largest. I understand it, but this is the bigger point. At the end of the day, it's not going anywhere. So your level of fear and uncertainty, or whatever emotion you're feeling, if you deal with it by having your to-do list, it's going to be a lot more manageable, as opposed to not having a to-do list, dealing with unnecessary problems and challenges on top of just the normal problems and challenges you already got.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? You don't want to run that play. You'll be in a much better situation facing whatever emotion, whether like I said, is uncertainty, is fear, is you feel overwhelmed, whatever the case
Right.
may be,
Right.
you can manage it a lot better by writing this stuff down, and then you can see, okay, what is real priority right now and what's not, as
Right.
opposed to not and keep winging it, and this stuff keep coming up, popping up on you. Like emotionally, it's very difficult to manage stuff that just keep popping up out of left. Not want to call it left field, but you just forgot about it because you got this other
Mhm.
thing you're dealing with. You
Mhm.
dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But when you got this to do list, nothing catches, pretty much nothing. I don't want to say nothing, but it is very rare that something just catch us like, oh man, I just completely forgot about that. Nah, that don't go down.
Mhm.
That don't go down at all. So in order to commit to having a to do list, you absolutely must focus
Focus over
over
your
your emotions.
emotions.
And it's very simple. Number one, you have to understand. I mean, you have to identify. I'm sorry. First, you got to identify the emotion. You might feel overwhelmed. You might feel uncertain. You might feel fearful. You might feel like I just don't want to deal with like facing these things that I got to get done. You got to identify what that emotion is, because that most of the time is really genuinely an emotion.
Right.
The second thing is you got to understand the emotion that you're feeling. Understand your emotions are not your friend,
Right.
because our emotions, they're not logical, they're not practical, and they're not rational. Having a to-do list is very practical,
That's
it's
right.
very logical, and
That's
it's
right.
very rational.
That's
You
right.
dig what I'm saying? Human nature, emotions are not like that, so they're not going to want to do stuff like that because they don't like the way it make them feel. But
Mhm.
this is why I say our emotions are not our friend, and our emotions are not responsible for handling our responsibilities. We are.
That's right.
For real. Like our emotion, I'm telling you, they make us make decisions, but they not the ones dealing with the smoke. You, the person, is dealing with the smoke. I'm dealing
Right.
with the smoke.
Right.
Not how I feel. It's too. I want to really make a distinction. How I feel and the person that's gonna deal with the smoke. That's two different things.
Right.
I'm dealing with the smoke and the consequences, not my feelings. My feelings
Right.
is
Feeling.
you see what I'm saying? Then
Your
that
feelings are feeling.
come on, man. I'm telling you, they're
That's
not
real.
responsible.
No, they're
And
not.
number three, you gotta focus. So now a to-do list is going to help you to focus on the right now task, but also is also going to help you focus on the mid distance and then also the long distance. You dig what I'm saying? So you just got to get an understanding of what area of focus you need to be focusing on. Sometimes the focus needs to be okay, the right now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this week play. I need to be focused here to, and then other times the focus need to be the bigger picture.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And only you can be able to really kind of determine what your focus needs to be based off of your situation. But I
Right.
guarantee you this, as you commit to having a to-do list, that to-do list is going to help you manage and navigate and prioritize and organize, and you're gonna be able to see where your focus need to be at and where it doesn't need to be at.
It's real.
You dig what I'm saying?
It's real.
Did you want to tag anything, or you had any kind of closing remarks, Ray?
Oh well, no. I mean that was good, and I think this episode here, compared to the first one we did about, um, the to do list, I think this episode created a little bit more revelation in it and just talking about this topic in general. So there
Yeah.
are going to be different pointers. I think there are some different
Oh,
perspectives
for sure. Yeah.
in this
It'll
episode.
always be
It
like that.
always be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Just because number one, you're living it and you're
Mm-hmm.
dealing with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you're going
In real
through it
time.
in real time,
Yeah.
and so it's like you're learning as you go, right?
Right.
So that's why, again, this was a really good episode, and I hope, we all take from this episode, and so we can win.
Amen. 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 I'm telling you, having a to-do list, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, this book right here is, I wish I could show you, but I don't need, I'm not trying to show you our information, but I'm telling you, like, all these pages is like filled with stuff that's written down. And I'm telling you, if you do this, you will become more productive,
Yeah.
you become more consistent, and you'll become more effective. Like, you won't, you won't be doing activities that aren't really effective.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? When I say effective, meaning things that's really not going to make a, I don't want to say make a difference, but effective. Like you're more straight down. It's a straight shot. You dig
Right.
what I'm
You're more
saying?
honed in on what's really important.
Exactly.
Like you will have a tunnel, like a tunnel vision, like a tunnel vision. Sorry, y'all. You'll have more of a tunnel vision
Mhm,
whenever you have a to do list because
mhm.
sometimes we could be all over the place,
Scatterbrain.
right? Scatterbrain,
Mhm,
and we have one thought, then another thought, then another
mhm,
thought, then another thought, and then
mhm,
before you know it, we all over the place, and it's like, what
mhm.
are we supposed to be doing?
Right.
So the to do list has everything written down, and you're like, okay, I got to tackle this first. Okay, my
There it
mind is
is.
gonna focus here.
There it
I
is.
have this one to do
Telling you,
next,
it's
and
very
then
simple.
then I'll do that next, and so yeah. So the to do list makes you very have a very tunnel vision.
Which is good because I heard a stat the other day that the average human has 10,000 thoughts a day.
Wow.
I
I
heard,
can believe that
yeah,
though.
I heard that.
I
I
can
heard that
believe
stat, and
that.
it might be more. But this is again like what you were just saying. It gives
Yeah.
you a tunnel vision
Mhm.
having a to do list because the average person has 10,000 thoughts a day, and that's the average person. Don't be an intellectual. Don't be a thinker.
Right.
Don't be a thinker. You know what I mean? You
Don't be
have.
an analyzer. Oh
Oh
Lord.
my God.
Oh jeez.
I'm
Right.
telling you,
Right.
you're gonna analyze yourself into paralysis. You're not gonna get
Right.
anything done because you're too busy thinking.
That's right.
you too
That
busy.
part.
You're too busy thinking,
That's
and
right.
you're not doing anything. Like I'm telling you. So a to-do list. I promise you, this is a major, major key to winning on every level: the entry level, the mid-major level, and the major level on a consistent basis. So with that being said, that is our time for today. We are
G O N
GONE
E
gone.
gone.